start standing Tadasana with your legs together. Squeeze your legs together and engage your inner thighs, your adductor muscles. Try to lift your inner kneecaps up, firm your outer hips, extend your tailbone down, and course it across your waist. I'll be a mirror image for you in this video. Shift to your left foot, come to the toes of your right foot, open your knee to the right. And take your palms together at heart center and lift your sternum up into your thumbs. And then lift your right knee to the right. I call this awkward tree pose. Keep attempting to lift your right knee higher, and then try to press your right knee open to the wall behind you. Firm and engage both outer hips more. Corset your waist. Lift your sternum up, and option extend your arms overhead. Breathe here. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Return your hands to heart center. Take your right knee forward. Hold here for a moment. Firm both outer hips. And release. Return to Tadasana. Once again, squeeze your legs in. Firm your outer hips. Tail down, corset your waist. Shift to your right foot. Come to the toes of your left foot. And open your knee to the side. Join your palms together. Lift your sternum into your thumbs. And lift your left knee out to the side. Now, whatever range of motion you have is fine. The goal is to simply attempt to lift higher, even if that doesn't happen. You could imagine someone's trying to press your knee down, and you want to resist up into that. Also, if someone's trying to press your knee forward, resist into that. Lift your sternum, option, take your arms overhead. Firm and engage both outer hips. Breathe 3, 2, and 1. Return your hands, bring your knee forward. Take a few breaths here. Now, if balance is tricky, take your gaze on the floor, maybe 5 feet in front of you to something that's not moving. And release. Okay, now we're going to put that action into some perhaps more common yoga poses. To start, separate your feet roughly 4 feet apart so that when you take your arms out, your ankles are underneath your wrists. Once again, I'll be a mirror image for you. Turn your left toes in slightly and turn your right toes 90 degrees to the right. Take your hands to your hips, modified warrior 2. Inhale deeply, and as you exhale, bend your right knee up to a 90-degree angle. Now, to engage the outer hip, we'll do a modification. Make a fist out of your right hand and take it halfway between your right knee and right hip. Press your fist into your thigh and your thigh into your fist so you can feel your outer hip firm and engaged. Keep your right knee over your right ankle and keep your left leg anchored. Breathe here. And press a little bit more, get a strong engagement in your outer right hip. And see if you can maintain that. Take your arms out to the side. 3, 2, and 1. Straighten your front leg. Turn to the second side. Warrior 2 on the left side. Again, front knee up to a 90-degree bend. Keep your knee over your ankle. You want to be able to look to the inside of your knee and see your big toe. Take a fist between your knee and hip. Press into your thigh firmly and resist into your fist. Much like awkward tree when you were attempting to press your knee forward, but you didn't let it move. Same thing here. Now create a muscle memory of this action in your outer hip and take your arms out to the side. Breathe 3, 2, and 1. Straighten your leg, turn your toes in, and join your legs together. Now I have a few more poses in this sequence, but I wanted to mention if balance is tricky for you, you can always scoot back and have your back against a wall for just a little bit more support. For these next two poses, I'm going to recommend a block. If you don't have a block at home, I'll show you a couple variations that you can do. Start again in Tadasana, mountain pose. Firm your legs on all sides. Firm around your hips and your core. Separate your feet. Again, roughly that 4 feet distance, but if you're taller than me, a little bit longer stance. Turn your left toes in slightly, right toes 90 degrees to the right. For this next pose, we're going to have straight legs, so the outer hip engagement is a little bit different. Take your right hand to your right quadriceps. Firm your right quadriceps and attempt to spin your quadriceps to the right. So we're attempting to get more external rotation in the hip, and this will help firm your outer right hip. Stay anchored in your back leg. Take your arms out to the side, inhale. As you exhale, reach forward and down, triangle. Now, if you don't have a block, you can take your hand to your shin as high as you need to straighten both legs. And since I have a block, I'll use a block. I like to go to the outer ankle just to give me a little support behind my body. Firm your legs on all sides. Spin your right quadriceps to the right. Corset your waist and slightly turn from your right waist to your left. Keep turning your right quads to the right. Breathe 3, 2, and 1. Next pose is half moon or Ardha Chandrasana. Take your left hand to your left hip and step in a little bit. Here I recommend taking the block to the tallest setting and reach it as far forward from you as you can. If you don't have a block, you can have fingertips on the floor. Next, shift to your right foot, right hand, keeping your right knee bent. Float your left leg. I'll do a modified version. Flex your left foot, turn your left kneecap and toes towards the ceiling, and lift your left leg higher. Like you just did in triangle pose, keep spinning your right quadriceps to the right. Option, straighten your right leg. Option, left arm to the ceiling. See if you can strongly firm and engage both outer hips. Engaging and toning the outer hips is a great way to help you with balance, as is engaging your core. Now the exit strategy is slightly less graceful. Do the best you can. Bend your front knee, step back, return to triangle or trikonasana. And corset your waist, come back up. Let's switch sides. Take your left hand to your left quadriceps. Lift your left quadriceps and spin them to the left. See if you can get the outer hip to firm. Take your arms out to the sides, inhale. And as you exhale, reach forward and down, triangle pose or trikonasana. Remember, if you don't have a block, you can take your hand to your shin. Turn your left quadriceps to your left. Firm your outer left hip. Draw your navel in and turn slightly from your left waist to your right. Gaze in a position that is comfortable for your neck, and that might mean looking down, looking straight forward, or for some people, even up at the top hand. Breathe here. Keep turning your left quads to the left as much as you can. And then take your top hand to your top hip. Look down, shorten your stance. Take the block to the tall setting. Reach it as far forward of you as you can. This is another tool to help you with balance. Shift forward and float your right leg. Let's focus on the lifted leg to begin with. Flex your right foot. Turn your right kneecap and toes more to the ceiling, so more than the traditional pose. And then lift your leg higher by contracting your outer right hip. Spin your left quadriceps to the left and tone your navel. For more challenge, you can take your right arm to the ceiling And you can straighten your left leg. But it's perfectly fine to work with a bent standing leg. Breathe 3. Firm both outer hips more. 2. And 1. Slowly make your way back. Triangle pose. You might need to adjust your stance like I do. Draw your navel in. Come up to stand. And join your feet together. This was your short outer hip practice. I hope this was helpful.